Hi, I'm Gene Goss, and this is my Music History 2 blog podcast. Today I will briefly discuss some historic aspects of the Beatles and their song Revolver, as well as the Velvet Underground and Nico. The Beatles' seventh album, Revolver, was released on August the 5th, 1966. It had 14 original songs, in which most stated that this was their best album ever. Drugs were a great influence on the creativity process for this album, although they all vowed to never use drugs while recording in the studio. In 1966, the Beatles used backward recordings in their singles, like the song Rain. The Beatles became so big and popular that in a UK interview, John Lennon made the remark, "We are more popular than Jesus Christ. I don't know which would disappear first, rock and roll or Christianity." This meaning people were more dedicated to the rock group than the religion. The United States took this to heart as far as the religion. The Beatles received hate mails from a lot of people, including groups like the Ku Klux Klan. They wanted to do more touring, but with this matter at hand, they felt like they could be hurt during tour. So the group postponed their tours. The group asked John Lennon to give a public apology on August the 29th, 1966. The Beatles held their last concert in San Francisco. Okay, now let's talk about the next group. The Velvet Underground. The Velvet Underground started in 1965. A songwriter, singer, guitarist, Lou Reed played guitar and sang with Pickwick Studio musicians. Then a band was quickly assembled to perform the songs at local dances and shows. There Reed teamed up with bassist John Cale, who afterwards in Manhattan, they bumped into one of Reed's old college friends, Sterling Morris, who was also a guitarist. They started making songs together. Then drummer Angus McLean became an addition to the group. Later, another college friend, Jim Tucker, came over carrying a paperback book that he had picked up en route in the streets by Michael Lynn, entitled The Velvet Underground. At this point, the name was then adopted by the group, but shortly afterwards, Angus quit the group, and Jim's sister, Maureen Tucker, was picked up as the drummer for the group. Around Christmas of 1965, Andy Warhol, a producer, was looking for an underground rock band to use in some shows. He was so impressed by the group's performance and their name that he started them immediately. The band was used for some of Warhol's films and art projects. That's why today you can find a lot of art
And the
of
Velvets.
the Beatles in black and white and handwritten. But let's move on. Warhol brought in a European model / actress who was a knockout to sing the band's sing with the band, harmonize, and play percussions. In 1966, they hit the road as a pop art roadshow. In 1967, the first album struggled to be released mainly because of its content of talks of drugs, club scenes, and sex. White Light, White Heat was released in early 1968. Kelly left the group afterwards, but was replaced by Doug Hewley. Then the third album dropped in 1969 for the American market. In 1970, Reed left the group. They were now known as the Velvets. In 1980, they digitally remastered several of their albums. Morris and Tucker united to put on another show with Reed and Callie. 1996, the Velvet Underground was entered into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This completes my podcast. I hope you took a bit of history from this. Thank you for watching my podcast and thank you for your time. This is Gene Goss, Music History 2. This video is for educational purpose only. Thank you.